Competing in tonight's heat, David Hinchliffe, a company director from Holmfirth, West Yorkshire. Dale Foden, a student from Brighton, East Sussex. Sue Roberts, a schoolteacher from Finstock, Oxfordshire. And John Horton, a surveyor from Romsey, Hampshire. Good evening, welcome to the Krypton Factor and to the last heat in Group A. By the end of tonight's contest, we will know the full lineup for next week's group final. Tonight's winner will definitely be there, and the contestant finishing second will take the best runner-up place if he or she can better 40 points. So plenty of incentive for our contestants tonight, and let's right away wish the very best of luck to David Hinchliffe, Dale Foden, Sue Roberts and John Horton. I know that at this moment all of them are tense and just a little bit apprehensive, so let's get them started. Here we go with round one. And we've got the proverbial mental agility test this evening. I will give each contestant a well-known proverb to store in his or her mind. Then I'll ask them a series of questions about it. So, for example, the proverb might be, to err is human, to forgive divine. I might ask, what is the middle letter of the second word? The correct answer would be R. Or I might ask, how many letters in the seventh word? And the correct answer would be 6. That's how it works, and as always, this is a speed test, so the contestants must give me as many correct answers as they can in 40 seconds. Right, stand by, contestants, and don't forget, through your headphones, you'll hear only your proverb and questions. We begin with you, David. Your proverb is, marry in haste, repent at leisure, and your 40 seconds start now. Last letter of the proverb.
E.
Ends in Y.
Marry.
Fifth word of the proverb.
At.
Number of letters in the fourth word.
5.
Wrong. Middle letter of the third word.
S.
Fourth letter is E.
Next one.
Spell fourth word backwards.
T-N-E-P-E-R.
With an S but no U.
Haste.
Fourth letter of the sixth word.
S.
Right, you get that in the nick of time, and in 40 seconds. Very good start for you, David. You've got 7, well done. Now we shall move along to Dale. Dale, your proverb is, every cloud has a silver lining, and your 40 seconds start now. Last letter of the proverb.
G.
Fourth word. Ends in R.
Silver.
Number of letters in the sixth word.
6.
Middle letter of the first word.
E.
2 letter I's.
Lining.
Spell the second word backwards.
D-U-O-L-C.
Fourth letter of the sixth word.
I.
With an E but no Y.
Silver.
Words in reverse order.
Lining, silver, has, cloud every.
How many L's?
2. 3.
The end of the round, you have to take your first answer, and in fact the answer was 3, and in 40 seconds, brilliant start, Dale, you've got 10, well done. Now, let's move along to Sue. Your proverb is, faint heart never won fair lady, and your 40 seconds start now. Ends in Y.
Lady.
Fourth word.
1.
Last letter of the proverb.
Y.
Number of letters in the third word.
5.
Middle letter of the first word.
I.
2 letter E's.
Never.
Spell the second word backwards.
T-R-A-E-H.
Fifth letter of the third word.
R.
With an F but no N.
Fair.
Words in reverse order.
Lady fair, 1, never, heart faint.
How many A's? Well, the answer would have been 4, but in 40 seconds, great start, you got 10. Well done, Sue. And finally, let's move along to John. John, your proverb is, A rolling stone gathers no moss. And your 40 seconds start now. Fifth word of the proverb.
No.
Last letter of the proverb.
S.
Ends in E.
Stone.
Middle letter of the third word.
H.
Wrong. Number of letters in the fourth word.
7.
Spell the fourth word backwards.
S-R-E-H-T-A-G.
Fifth letter is I.
Rolling.
With a T but no N.
Gathers.
Fifth letter of the second word.
I.
Words in reverse order.
Moss, no, gathers, stone, rolling, ah.
How many S's? The answer to that would have been 4, but very good start, John. You've got 9 in 40 seconds. Well done. Well, I think you'll agree, some brilliant performances there in the first round, and with our usual scoring system of 10 points, 6, 4 and 2 for first, second, third and fourth places, we enter those points into the scoreboard. And that's the situation after just one round. David with 2 points, John on 4, but we have joint leaders with Krypton factors of 10. From Brighton, Dale Foden, and from Finstock, Oxfordshire, Sue Roberts. On into the round where our contestants come down to earth with a bump. This is Response, a test of coordination, skill and nerve. Once again, we're on the flight deck of Concorde, and tonight's simulated landing will be into Zurich Airport. On board the £8 million British Aerospace simulator at Filton near Bristol, our contestants have to make an instrument approach to the runway, with marks being awarded for their accuracy down the glide slope, for the smoothness of the actual touchdown, and for the rollout down the runway. The instructor and judge for this round is British Airways Concorde pilot, Captain Stuart Robertson. David Hinchliffe at the controls first. The runway slightly to the left, which means he hasn't followed the vertical bar on the instrument known as the flight director. Whichever way it moves, you must follow with a left or right turn on the control column. And now he's corrected it quite well, but at the same time he should have pushed the column forward a touch to keep descending. He didn't, so he's much too high and the runway fast disappearing below. And really his only option now is to go for a touchdown on the grass, which would earn him more points than a crash. But he's beginning to overreact to his height, and he's coming down much too fast and straight into the ground, nose first. Hard luck, David. Now Dale Foden on his final approach to Zurich, but to the right of the runway and not at the right angle of descent on the glide slope. Now, can he keep his nerve with so much to attend to in a very short space of time? His eyes flicking between the flight director and the view out of the window. But he's not going to make the runway, so the grass is the next best thing, and down he comes, and his back wheels have touched, and down with the nose, and he's made it, albeit on the grass. So well done, Dale, and well worth a smile. Sue Roberts now. Well, her descent so far has been very good, but she's got a problem with the direction. She hasn't followed the move to the right of the vertical bar on the flight director, and she's well off course, also dropping a bit low, descending at just under 100 feet a second, which really is much too fast, but beginning to ease back a little as she nears 200 feet, and desperately trying to get near the runway. Perhaps a landing on the grass is best, still descending a little bit too sharply, and that's a crash, but she almost made it onto the grass. And at least she could see the funny side of it. Finally, John Horton at the controls. The Zurich runway directly ahead. But can he land safely on it? Like all the other contestants, he has had 3 practice runs to get the feel of the plane, but this is the one that counts. And he's getting himself into trouble. The warning system telling him to pull back on the control column. He's allowed the nose to drop too far, and he's going into a desperate dive now. Nose down, into the ground. That's a terrible crash. John never got to grips with that. Now for the points. Taking the approach, landing and rollout into consideration, here's how Captain Robertson scored it. 4th, John Horton. The blue line tells the story of his disastrous flight, 2 points. 3rd, David Hinchliffe, whose descent was good until he totally lost control to crash spectacularly, 4 points. 2nd, Sue Roberts. Again a good descent, but she lost direction and just failed in her battle to save the flight, 6 points. And the winner, Dale Foden, who came nicely down the glide slope and, although slightly off course, managed a good landing on the grass, 10 points. Now let's go to the scoreboard, and we now have separation at the top. The clear leader with a Krypton factor of 20 is the Brighton student Dale Foden. So, maximum points so far for Dale. The others will want to do well in this round. And this is the round where the whole family at home, regardless of age, can compete equally. Observation coming up, a short film which was specially scripted and shot for this programme. During the film there will be 5 continuity errors, verbal and visual. The challenge to our contestants and to you at home is to try and spot them all. Right, contestants, will you now please turn quickly to your screens and concentrate hard as our super sleuth, Sam Smith, investigates a case of daylight robbery.
So, I was ready to tell the police to cancel the call to Chief Inspector Thief Catcher. My little sister's on her way. But all I get is this plainclothes fella telling me the detective...
I was getting an earful from Big Sister about how little Samantha, the private detective and black sheep of the family, who's basically a waste of space, could do something useful for a change and solve this one for her.
And you know, the odd thing is, that window wasn't locked anyway. So, it's up to you, super sleuth, to catch my burglar.
But why did they only take the telly? But why was I left here holding the hammer? But why was I stuck with the helpful advice of...
We've been burgled then, Auntie Samantha.
Don't call me that. Make me sound like something out of Beatrix Potter. Wally.
Wallace. Hey, but I know who did it.
Naturally. You took one look and you thought that's definitely the work of...
I mean it. And Sam, come on, I'll show you his house. He went to Granny Lipton's place in Broken Horse, and singing breaking, they call it.
But why is he called Tango?
Because he likes to put the boots in after.
Wally, what's he doing?
Look at incriminating evidence. Yeah, I'll give you the leg up. See? In the back garden. That's our telly, that. Hey! Look out!
Oh! Quick!
No, you can't phone the cops.
Hello?
So we'll break our legs.
Booth him up
I'll
the
have to be at school.
Yes, I'd like to find out if Wallace McCarthy of the 3rd year was in school today.
What is going on? Have you cracked the case then?
I'm afraid so.
I never.
What self-respecting thief, I asked myself, would break a bathroom window that opened perfectly easily?
But
Why would a member of the burgled home show no concern whatsoever for his precious computer, but instead lead me to where this supposedly experienced burglar had left the stolen, broken TV in full view in their own front garden? So then I phoned the school,
And?
all right, I bunked off. So I was taking the TV upstairs to play on my computer. And it sort of fell. So I thought, I'm going to get out of this one.
So now you are going to your room. Get that, will you, Sam? And you're not playing with your computer for a month. Understand?
Oh, Mum.
Get upstairs. Go on. Go on.
Yes?
Can I come and play on Wallace's computer?
Not tonight, love. Who shall I say called?
Tango.
Tango?
I like barroom dancing, you see.
That's the lot, contestants. Turn to the front quickly, please, and start writing the 5 continuity errors down. And while they do that, I'd like to say a big thank you to the cast and, of course, especially to Gwyneth Strong as Detective Sam Smith. And if you've got your answers handy, you can check them now.